right, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to our Vice President, Kat Haney. She is here to give us an update from the board. Kat, what would you like to tell everyone to update them from our interview last year?
So it has been a really great year of changes, and sometimes change can be scary, and growth is a lot of change, but those things have really been happening for us this year. The board has made a lot of really great decisions. We're following Don's leadership on a lot of new initiatives, and CDHI is taking off like crazy. Definitely after 2018 being so enormous, 2019 is already turning out to be so many opportunities that we really can not even count how many opportunities we have. So it's really been a very busy year. And so I'm so glad that we're doing the telethon again last year since it was so successful.
Great. So I'll have to edit this out. I'm trying to think of questions. Clip it back together. We don't have any updates on DC, so I don't want to ask you that right now.
I could give an update on DC.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Kat, can you tell us what's going on the Hill with CDH?
Sure. So we are pursuing congressional members to, of course, sponsor our awareness initiatives on the Hill. We definitely also are pursuing efforts within the House and the Senate, not for earmarks, but to get a study done so that we can forward our initiative by getting additional funding from Congress. And we have learned through Dawn's great volunteer work on many of the committees with other charities in DC that, it's a bit of a maze up there, and you have to cross your bridges and go under some of them and around the hoop and over the tree just to make it into the right opportunities. So we are working hard. We have an excellent member on the Hill. Dave Binger has been an excellent resource for us. He does this for a living, and so it's excellent to have someone there with so much insight. And we are working with George Holding. He has, of course, been to our office in Wake Forest, the world headquarters, and we are always glad to have him and his staff, and he's been an excellent supporter, and so we're looking forward to working more with Congress so that we can work with NIH and we can get grant funding and we can get research, and sort of all those pieces fall together. It just takes a lot of effort, and we've done so many things in the past lobbying on the Hill to let members of Congress know what we are talking about, meet some of the families, and those efforts have really had a cumulative effect where lots of folks now know what we're talking about, and we're ready to move to that next phase, which is let's do some studies, let's do some funding, let's do some research, and let's get this thing fixed.
Now, we didn't have Hill Days this year with the charity because we wanted to wait until this new request was put in and presented in the House. And we wanted families to be able to participate on their home days for their senators and their representatives. Can you tell the families a little bit about what that involves for those who have never heard that?
So kind of a phrase is in the district. And so even though you think that might be Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, it's not. It means in your own home district. So every member of Congress has offices in their hometown, and they are the district offices. They are exactly the same as the DC offices in their capacity to serve their constituents. And in fact, they have more flexibility generally on their schedule. They love to hear from people. And so we're encouraging all of our families to go to their district office, meet their member of Congress, meet their chief of staff, meet their local constituent services leader, get to know those people, help them understand what your story is and help them understand what our objectives are. And then they can help you understand what they need to get their member of Congress to further our objective on the Hill. And so we are certainly happy to have had those days on the Hill with everyone. And obviously it's such a wonderful opportunity to visit such a beautiful city and for all of the families to come together. And now we're asking everyone to go to their district office and see what they can do there. And the more of those we can put together, the better.
Great, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing George Holding in Wake Forest, and hopefully we can get a lot of families out as well to meet him. We've been lucky to have visited our office before, so he knows quite a bit about what we do, and it's always wonderful for him to be able to meet the families who aren't able to travel to Washington, D.C., because not everyone can do that. So.
Right. That can be an expensive trip, and this way everyone can save their money and really create that relationship. And people, it doesn't matter if they're in Congress or what business they're in, people do business with people that they know and they trust.
Exactly. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Kat. Is there anything else you'd like to add or tell the families while we have them?
Yeah, so I think one of the most fun things about this day is the diversity of folks who are included in this great initiative that Don has put together, the telethon. And what I really like is all of the celebrities have come out and offered to help us today. And that is on top of all of the doctors, the volunteers, the families, our board, so many people, everybody coming from a different place, both personally, professionally, but then also a different place where they meet the charity. And so what I really love about the telethon is the inclusion. And so I'm so happy that everybody gets to be included in a way that makes sense for them. And so I'm just really excited about how it's all coming together this year. And I think you've done a great job, Dawn. So I know nobody says that enough, but I will say it. Great job, Dawn.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kat, for being here, for talking to the families for us, and for all that you do on our board. For everyone who doesn't know Kat, she's behind the scenes quite often, and we pull her out in public when we can. And but she is an amazing help on the board. She's an incredible vice president, and we are very lucky to have her. So thank you, Kat, very much.
Thanks, Dawn. On behalf of all the board, we are very grateful for your leadership. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Happy CDH Awareness Day. Please donate to help these kids. This video is for charity.
This is Ryan Lochte, and today is the day. Today is CDH Awareness Day. Please donate to help the kids at www.cdhi.org. Donate.